Any other questions or statements? Commissioner Kusch.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Come around. A couple things I want to address. Oh, there's actually a long laundry list of things I'd like to address, but I am not in the mood to fight that fight tonight because it doesn't need to be fought tonight. We're in no hurry to make a change. I will remind everybody that the current policy of the commission is there is no expansion of the landfill. Period. We voted on that in 2018. I was one of them. Half the people in this room voted 19 to 1 to 1, no expansion. That is the current policy of this commission. Has not changed. What we did tonight shouldn't even have happened. That was in violation of our chairman. He broke policy. He said it was just a report. If you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. What they presented was a need for our landfill and our V. Lipstick on a pig. They shouldn't even have been here. Circumvent policy. Now, Mr. Harris, you made several errors in your presentation. I was on the GBB board. I was on that committee. And you know what? The number one thing was not Middle Point 2.0. There was 5 choices that were laid out by that company that we spent $100,000 on that report. Middle Point 2.0 was just one of the things that was an option. It wasn't the only one. I was on that board. So do your homework. There were many other things that Mr. Harris has listed that are half-truths. All right? Here's why the mayor, I don't know why he's throwing the mayor under the bus, but the reason it is hard to put a plan together is because there are 2 active lawsuits going on right now with Republic. We don't know how those are going to end. And how those end could create another lawsuit, and we, the county, could still be in the crosshairs of that. So how do you prepare a long-range plan when their answer to everything is to sue somebody? How do you prepare a long-range plan when the muscle in the room, their way of doing business is to sue? So that's why it's hard to put a long-range plan together. Now, this financial report, that's really cool. That's a bunch of numbers. Who paid for that? Who paid for this MTSU report? The public did. Well, I can take a bag of money to any university, and depending on how they measure and how many people they talk to, I can tell them that I want to be 6'4" and good looking. And if I give them enough money, that's what they'll say. So take this with a grain of salt, right? Statistics are like a woman in a bikini. What you see is pretty interesting, but what you don't see is what's really critical. All right? So this debate is going to continue for a long time. And at some point, it's going to come to a head. And Mr. Harris says, man, he's tired of messing around. He's getting off the sidelines, wants to jump right in it. Well, man, be careful if you want to jump right in it, because your people that are close around you are working for Republic. Your campaign manager is working for Republic. The guy that's guiding you to run for mayor is working for Republic and is trying to convince all of us, plus the city council, give over the V. So if you're going to play with the devil and partner with the devil, you be dadgum sure you be careful what you say, because all points are pointing at you, and Republic is joined at the hip, and your 2 ball fields you got synthetic turf on with Republic. So man, you just be careful. If you're going to open up that can of worms, be careful if you're going to get stuff thrown on you. So folks, again, this is just the first step of a long bunch of BS that's going to go on and on and on. But I'm telling you, folks up north, I'm in the south part of the county, District 7. I don't smell anything. It's on the opposite end of my county. But you know what? I have empathy for every one of you up in the north. I feel your pain. This is a county issue. It's not a district issue. It's a county issue. And why not partner with the city? They're part of the county. Murfreesboro, Laverne, Smyrna, Rockville, Eagle, all of them. They're all here. We're all brothers and sisters. I don't understand why does he not want us to partner with the city? I don't get it. Strength in numbers. Their tons, our tons, make it possible to even negotiate better airspace with other landfills. And landfills is not the ultimate answer. Cavemen buried their trash. We're beyond that. This is just a stopgap till we can find a technology. Our committee, Public Works, for years have been interviewing different technologies to find the silver bullet. What we've realized is there is no silver bullet, and one technology is not going to be our answer. It's going to be a multitude of answers. But you know, what we've also found is there's some really cool stuff happening in Europe, Belgium, Asia, in foreign countries, but nothing in the U.S. is really catching on. A, regulations are different. B, mandates are different. What works in California doesn't work in Tennessee because they have laws over there that are really green, and they mandate certain things and they subsidize certain things where we can't do that here. So I'm telling you, we have not found a technology yet that is the answer, or technologies yet, but they're coming. We're getting closer. So this burying all of our stuff is short term. Bishop stood up here and said only 10% of our stuff is recyclable. That's pitiful. But you know what? We do a poor job of educating you and every house in the Rutherford County about recycling. That's our fault. And that's your fault. You got to want to recycle. That's part of the education process. But we can reuse, we can repurpose a lot of these recycling things, but you got to want to do it. It may have to hurt you a little bit in the pocketbook to want to do that. But you're right. There's going to be, the days of free trash is going to be, when I was chair of this committee, Public Works Committee, every week I told you, the days of free trash is going to be over. There's nowhere in the Constitution that says the government provides free trash. I hate that for you. But if you're in the city, you're paying for it now. If you're in a big subdivision, you may not be paying it, but you really are in your HOA fees. Somehow you're paying for it. Nothing's free. So it's going to hurt. But let me ask you this. Can you put a price on the environment? Air, the water, the community, your property taxes? I mean, property taxes is going to rise everywhere. Man, rising tide floats all boats, right, with this economy? I'm on the planning commission. We get subdivisions right next to the landfill, and I'm thinking, why in the world would anybody want to buy a house? But people are doing it. I warned you. They're doing it. Anyway, I've said enough. Our current policy is 19 to 1 to 1, no expansion. Our central regional waste authority, part of this lawsuit that's going on, said nope, no expansion. Waiting on a judge to vote on that. So again, how can we propose a plan when there's two lawsuits that directly affect us, our neighbor? How can we make a plan? All right, I've said enough.
Thank you, Commissioner.